Okay, so before the story starts, I need to do a quick warning on the screen because this story sounds homophobic when it's really not. I have nothing against anything with the LGBTQ community whatsoever. So if you guys are a part of the LGBTQ community, understand that this was back when I was a kid, when I wasn't educated on the LGBTQ, nor understand anything about it. So that's just a fair warning for anyone that is a part of the community and may come offensive off of. I don't mean this in any harm's way. This is just me back when I was a kid. Anyways, other than that, like I usually say, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention that I'm currently live on Twitch as we speak right now? So click the link down below and watch me live and ask any questions if you guys do have any. Anyways, let's get straight into this crazy story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another crazy story. Now, this story, it sounds kind of insane. I know what the title looks like, but I can explain it all. So back when I was in grade 9, I think I was like 15 at this age, I wasn't really well known in the LGBTQ community, or I should mention I wasn't educated properly in the LGBTQ side of things. And I remember I usually hung out with the boys because that was like the main thing I would do. I would hang out with this friend group I had that was just a bunch of boys that would just hang out and have fun. And if I'm being honest, like around this time, the LGBTQ wasn't something that we were really educated on. Anyways, like I was saying though, I remember me and my friends, we one time decided to all meet up at school and we talk about what we want to do for the weekend. We all ended up walking together during lunch and we all started talking about ideas we could do, which knowing like the sleepover that I've been to, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. If you guys haven't seen that video already, I highly advise it. Very sus sleepover. Yeah, no. And another one said to go see a movie, but honestly, there was no good movies out at that time. And then another person said something kind of cool and said that there was a festival happening down at a different city. Now, me and my friends, we're not really much for festivals, but this festival was free, and knowing that there's gonna be a lot of people and it's gonna be really fun, it sounded pretty awesome. So I remember me and my friends, we all decided to say, screw it, let's go plan this for this festival that's happening this Saturday. So that's what we did. We all got ready, we all got planned out, and we all decided to, you know, plan out how this is gonna work out. And I remember as we were planning this out, a girl walks up to us and says, oh yeah, like we're gonna be going as well, but like it's gonna be like such an issue because like there's gonna be so many people there, and like oh my gosh, like the bathrooms are always gonna be full, so like make sure you go to the bathroom beforehand. I remember my friend looked at me and it looked at the girl and said, nah, I got a secret way to get into any bathroom anytime I want. We all looked at him like kind of weird in my friend group and we're like, what do you have, a portable toilet? Like what do you mean? We were kind of weirded out. We didn't understand what he was talking about. But then after that he said, oh don't worry, I'll tell you guys later, like trust me bro, trust me. So we said whatever. Going on, I want to say the following week when it was about to be Saturday, I remember me and all my friends were hanging out again. We all decided to hang out, chill and stuff like that. And I remember my friend was telling us this big idea he had to get into the bathrooms. So he said, yo, so guys, remember like when like that girl came up to us and like she was like telling us how like we couldn't go to the bathroom and stuff because the lines are gonna be super long? We looked at him and went, yeah, what about that? Don't you have like a secret way to get into the bathrooms? Our thought was that he was gonna bring like a porta potty or something like that, but then he ended up saying this, no bro, we could just say we're transgender and go to the shortest line. We all look at him kind of weird and said, what? But then he explained something. He said, well, like my dad told me that like if you like are transgender, you can usually get your own type of bathroom, which is the all gender bathroom, or you go into like your own bathroom that you like want. Like you could literally just choose, do you want to be a guy that day or a girl? We all look at him really weird and we're like, what? Because none of us really understood what transgender really was at the time. Like we only heard it was a word. And then all my friends were like, dude, like you can't just change what you want to be. Reminder, this was back then, okay? We didn't know what we were saying, okay? It's different from back then till now. And after that, my friend just said, nah bro, trust. I know how it works, bro. Like trust, we'll be good. We'll be fine with the bathrooms. So I remember Saturday came around. So knowing we had the initial idea for the bathroom thing, first off, it's stupid to think that we actually planned to go to the bathroom and stuff. But at the same time, like it did save us time and I'll explain why. But going on, I remember me and my friends, we all got inside my friend's dad's car to go to the music festival, or this festival that was happening down in a different city. We all got there, and when we got there, I remember we were all just kind of like standing around and just kind of chilling and stuff. And I remember his dad said, oh, don't you guys have to use the bathroom? Do you want me to stop by the gas station real quick so you guys can go to the bathroom? All my friends were like, nah, we're good, dad. Don't worry about it. Nah, we're good, bro. We're good. We don't have to go to the bathroom. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had to take a waz. And me having to take a waz, well, it sucks. Because I literally like do the whole thing where it's like you cross your legs, you hold on to it. Like I did that whole thing. And I remember we got to the festival, we started walking around a little bit, but then I told my friend, bro, I need to go to the bathroom. Like this is like real bad. He looks at me and he says, okay, bro, just come with me. We'll go. I got you. Easy. We go over to the bathrooms and I remember there was such a long lineup for the guys that we realized that there wasn't urinals in the guys' bathroom. At least that's what the guys said in the lineup. So knowing there was such a long line and for some reason there wasn't such a big girls line apparently, we decided to pull what my friend called the transgender card. Now warning, once again, you don't do this. This is not appropriate for anyone to do, but we pulled the transgender card. We went into the girls' bathroom bathroom and a bunch of girls were looking at us. I remember one of them looked at us and said, "You do know this is the girls' bathroom, right? Like, you could like literally get kicked out for this." And after that, my friend said, "Oh no, like we're transgenders, bro. Like, respect me, bro." And then like went to go use the bathroom. I did the same thing. I just said, "Oh yeah, like I'm a transgender," and I went inside the bathroom as well. We did our thing in the bathroom, but I remember as I came out, started washing my hands, there was a girl that was staring me down. She was staring me down like a hawk, saying, "So what kind of transgender are you?" What? I didn't know what to answer. I just said, "A certain type." Yeah, as if I knew what I was talking about. And she looks at me, she's like, okay, I see you. And after that, she walks out of the bathroom. Now, in my head, I thought she was gonna go tell security or something. So I remember I told my buddy, "Yo, like we need to check where she's going, bro. Because if she tells security, we're out of this festival and I don't want my dad to get mad at me." So we ended up kind of like leaving the bathrooms after washing our hands because, you know, we're such good people. And we started kind of like not following her, but kind of like tailing her and her friend group. And I think this is where the funniest part happens. So I remember when we did that whole thing, 20 minutes later, there was a like concert kind of going on stage. So me and all my buddies and basically everyone at the event went over around the stage area. And you guys know how crowded those get, right? Like, have you guys seen like festivals and concerts? Like, they get really crowded. And then I remember I ended up kind of like bumping into the chick that originally saw me in the bathroom. And she looks at me and she's like, "Oh my goodness, it's crazy running into you again. Here, let me introduce you to my friend group." What? Like 20 minutes ago, you literally hated me. I don't know. It was weird. And then she's like, "Guys, like meet my transgender friend. What's your name?" I'm like, "Baba." And then after that, she's like, "Baba, oh my goodness, no way." Yeah, that was really awkward. I remember that whole time I was hanging out with like a bunch of group of girls and all my friends were like, "Bro, like how are you hanging out with all the girls?" And I literally texted them back, "Transgender card?" question mark. They all said, "No, bro, get out of there. They think you're like a different gender." I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what? I was so confused. And I remember like after the whole festival, I'm not gonna lie, like all the girls were like talking to me and stuff. And it was kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. But then I'm not gonna lie, afterwards, that whole thing, we all ended up going home. I ended up getting like 3 of the girls' Snapchats. And I remember they were all like asking me like, "Oh, like when did I come out as transgender?" and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not. I'm a guy. I'm straight. Yeah, after I said that, they all blocked me. Not the smartest move. And not to mention that doing that in the first place was the most dumbest thing. Like, don't do this. I don't know how many times I have to say in a video, don't do something because it doesn't work usually. I just got very, well, I'm just very stupid. I think that's just the main concept of it. But other than that, guys, that is basically it for today's story. So make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do, and all the support means a lot. And on top of that, did I mention that I am currently live on Twitch? So I am live in the link down below in the description, twitch.tv/Bubba_streams. Watch me live as I am probably playing some video game, talking about more crazy stories like this one. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys. I remember after I put on the uniform and got a wig on and got a girl to do my makeup, let's just say I looked like any other girl. It was mind-blowing about how much I looked like a girl, but when I walked into the all-girls high school, no one even noticed. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another insane, crazy story. Today's story all takes place back when I was in high school, and this was my grade 9 year. Now, in grade 9, I was like any ordinary dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had the group of the boys that I always hung out with, and on top of that, I was always getting into like some mischievous stuff that I will say I'm not proud of, but at the same time, it was high school. Like, I didn't know any better. But there was this one time when I was sitting down in the school cafeteria with me and the boys, and out of nowhere, one of the guys ended up running up to me. He ended up running up to me saying, "Boys, I don't know what it is, but I think my girlfriend's cheating on me." Wait, what? Your girlfriend's cheating on you? Now, at this moment, all of us were confused because we had no idea he actually had a girlfriend. Don't get me wrong, he always made up jokes about how he was seeing a girl that was in a different school, but we thought he was totally lying about this girl. But then I remember when he came up to all of us and said, "Yeah, like, I think she's cheating on me. Like, I don't know what's going on." And at that moment, we all ended up sitting around him and we started going through the text messages between them. And on top of that, we ended up going through her Instagram and we found something was a little off. So then that's when I told him, "Yo, bro, why don't you just like go talk to her and like confront her on it?" "Well, like, I don't know. Like, apparently like she's seeing someone at her school." "What? Wait, what school does she go to?" And at that moment, he ended up saying the name of an all-girls school. Now, at this moment, we all looked at each other and we all started laughing because we thought there's no way she's cheating on you at an all-girls school because there would be no one to cheat with. And at that moment, he's like, "No, bro, like 100% there's like a dude there she's talking to. Like, I'm for sure of it." At that moment, we all looked at each other again and we're like, "Okay, you know what? Let's see if we can figure out what's going on and see if she's actually cheating on you." So we all ended up getting into my car after school and we ended up driving over to the all-girls school. Obviously, we weren't allowed into the property because, well, we weren't girls that went to the school, but we ended up parking outside and we kind of just ended up keeping watch and seeing if we could spot his girlfriend. But the whole time we were sitting there, my friend kept saying, "Bro, this is so dumb. Like, obviously she's not cheating on you. It's an all-girls school. Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, she's definitely cheating on me." And it just became this back and forth situation of just them arguing in my car. So at this moment, I ended up stopping both of them and I said, said, listen, boys, we're not going to figure out anything if we're out here sitting in the parking lot. Like, we might as well actually go in there. So why don't you go in there, get your girlfriend, and just, you know, confront her. I don't know if I can do that, dude. No, you definitely can. Just go in there. At this moment, he ended up getting out of my car, and he decided to walk up to the front office of the all-girls school. But right as he walked in there, he instantly came out with the principal, which was a dude, basically kicking him out. At that moment, we all ended up basically, like, you know, getting worried, but then he ended up just walking back to the car and said, yeah, no, they said I wasn't allowed to go in there. And we kind of just all looked at each other thinking, okay, well, how are we going to go in there in the first place? And that's when I had a big brain idea. Now, on this channel, I usually have a lot of great ideas. A lot of them don't execute well, don't get me wrong, but this idea that I got was a brain blast. And that's when I ended up driving all the boys straight to my house. We all got inside my room, and all of them were wondering why we were at my place. And I looked at all of them and said, this is going to sound crazy, but what if we dress up as girls and go in there for the school day? They all ended up looking at me as if I was crazy, except the one dude that thought his girlfriend was cheating on him. And that's when he said, you know what? I'm down. I'll do it. And the only other person that was willing to do it was me, since I came up with the idea. So at that moment, I ended up messaging one of the girls that I knew that used to be my sneaky link that went to the school and asked her if she had any extra uniforms. Obviously, she did. And I remember that same day, I ended up driving to her place and getting these 2 uniforms from her. When she was handing it to me, though, she looked at me and said, wait, so like, why do you want these exactly? Oh, just we're trying to do some like investigation stuff. And like, you know, it's for like a costume we're doing. A costume for an investigation? Bubba, I never understand you. Yeah, I don't blame you, is what I said to her afterwards. And I ended up getting the uniforms, and we got back into my car, and we went straight back to my place. When we got back to my place, I remember the other dudes ended up going home, and it was just me and the guy who thought his girlfriend was cheating on him. And basically, we ended up trying the uniforms on, and I'm not gonna lie, these uniforms were crazy tight, but actually pretty comfortable. Like, I'm not one to wear a skirt, but like, I kind of pulled it off. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember my buddy ended up staying the night, and the next day, we ended up basically getting ready to go to our different school. We had no idea how we were gonna pull this off, because we didn't have any classes, we didn't have any lockers, we didn't have anywhere to hide. But we decided to wing it, and I remember when we got on these uniforms in the morning, I remember I went upstairs and my mom saw me, and she was so confused on what was going on. She probably thought I was joining like the LGBT whatever letter community that there is nowadays. But I ended up telling her it was for a school project and stuff, so she didn't think too much of it. As for my older sister, well, she ended up seeing me and said, Bubba, what are you doing? I'm you know, getting ready for a school project. Okay, well, like, you can't just wear girl clothes and think you're a girl. Like, that's not how it works. Well, what do you suggest I do? Well, here, come in my room. At this moment, me and my friend went into her room, and she ended up pulling out her makeup kit. Now, she has like a whole like box of makeup, and I think all girls rely on makeup nowadays. And she ended up basically doing our makeup, and I'm not gonna lie, when me and my buddy looked at each other in the mirror, I'm not gonna lie, we still were dudes, but like, we looked like dudes that were like women dudes, if that makes any sense. I don't know, but one thing was for sure, it was enough to pull it off, because I remember that day we ended up driving to school, or the all-girls school, I should say, and me and him, we ended up walking in, and nothing happened. I am not joking. Once we walked through those doors, there's usually like a security officer, like kind of like watching over to make sure like no one's doing anything wrong, or the wrong people don't come inside the school. And we realized that once we walked through, he didn't even look at us twice. I guess these uniforms have like a symbol of like, hey, like it's okay for us to be there. So I remember from there, once we walked in, we ended up basically like scouring through the school during the morning. And don't get me wrong, a lot of girls were looking at us confused on who we were, but I guess not confused enough to snitch on us, which is really good. At this moment, me and my buddy, we ended up walking around the school, and we had no idea of the layout of the school. We didn't know where was what. We didn't know what classrooms were where. But then out of nowhere, a girl ended up walking up to us. And this girl walked up to us saying, oh, hi, I'm part of the leadership team at our school. I was just wondering, are you guys new here? Yeah, we definitely are new here, is what my buddy said, trying to sound like a girl. So then I ended up coming in, and I ended up basically using my girl voice that I sometimes use for these videos. And basically, I tried to like tell her how we just moved here and stuff, and she totally fell for it. At this moment, she ended up walking us through the school, which was nice to have a guide. But then out of nowhere, I remember my buddy ends up slapping me really hard in the arm, and he's like, Bubba, look, there's one of my girlfriends that I met earlier this week. At this moment, I looked at him, I'm like, what? And then that's when I realized he saw his girlfriend. Now, at this moment, we didn't know what we were supposed to do, because we can't confront her while dressed as girls. So what me and my buddy decided to do is we decided to go to the bathroom, which there's only girls' bathrooms at the all-girls school. And when we went in there, we went to a stall together, and we started talking. I ended up looking at him saying, bro, from what I'm seeing so far, this is an all-girls school. There's no way she's cheating on you. There's not even one single guy here, other than like the security guards and like the principal. But other than that, everyone's a girl, bro. Bro, I know, but like, I feel like she's cheating on me. Like, she's not talking to me, nothing. I swear she's seeing someone else. At this moment, I remember me and him, we ended up just basically like manning up, I guess, which is funny because we were in girl uniforms. And we ended up walking out of the bathroom. And when we did, kid, we ended up seeing his girlfriend still at her locker. But then another girl ends up walking up to her saying, "Hey baby, how are you doing?" And one thing led to another. We ended up seeing his girlfriend making out with another chick. Now, usually I wouldn't complain about this. It's hot, you know, girl on girl. Like, you know, no one's complaining about that, right? But then that's when another girl ended up walking up to us. And like, this girl was just like a random like emo girl that I guess like, you know, wanted to say something to us. And she said, why are you guys watching them like that? Like, don't you realize they're in a romantic relationship? Like, can't you just respect that? Why? Is it weird seeing like a lesbian love another lesbian? At this moment, I remember me and my buddy, we looked at each other, and my buddy, when I looked at him, he was fuming. Like, he was so upset. And I'm not gonna lie, I got to the point where he ended up walking up to his girlfriend and he said, "So you're cheating on me?" Which was super funny to see because he was wearing like a full-on skirt and like makeup and stuff. Like, I don't know, it was really funny. You had to be there. But I remember when he was confronting her, he's like, "So you're cheating on me with another woman? Am I not good enough for you?" I remember the other girl that she was making out with, not the girlfriend, but like the one she was cheating on him with, was like, "Who are you? Like, what? She's seeing me. She's not seeing anyone else." And at this moment, the girl ended up confessing that she was a lesbian, and like she ended up coming out of the closet, or I should say out of the locker, since technically we were at school. And it became this like whole like shenanigans like show, to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, security guards ended up coming out and finding him and escorting me out of the building. And in this moment, the emo girl that was beside me still just looks at me and she's like, "I'm guessing you're a dude, aren't you?" Yeah, what gave it away? Well, like, one, no one has eyeliner like that. And she ended up walking away. At this moment, I thought, you know what? It's time for me to get out of there. So I ended up basically trying to leave as fast as I could. But then afterwards, we ended up seeing the principal walking down the hallway. And 100% the principal was not going to recognize me, to the point where he was probably going to question who I was. So I ended up running towards the girls' change room. And when I did, the bell ended up ringing. So I ended up seeing a swarm of women go into the girls' change room while I was hiding in there. And let's just say I got a full-on show of all these girls changing while I was standing in there confused on what in the world was going on. I will say this, I definitely got bricked up, and since I was wearing a skirt, it was very obvious, to the point where I actually had to get out of there as quick as possible. So that's what I did. Once I got into the car, I remember I sat down and I'm like, bro, what in the world just happened? And my other buddy that was there originally ends up getting in the car, and he slams my door and he's like, "Bro, I can't believe like she cheated on me with another girl, bro. And like, bro, what's wrong with you? Why are you bricked right now?" Yeah, I had to explain that to him, but honestly, you know what? I was totally done with it. That was one of the times I pretended to be a girl in an all-girls school, and you guys got to admit, it was kind of crazy. But would you guys ever try this? Because if you guys wouldn't, then fall for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys. Okay, in this generation, having like a group chat full of guys and full of girls are two very different things. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been in group chats before when, you know, people are trying to plan a party, or people are trying to plan to just, you know, talk and hang out. And I've been in many boys group chat where we talk about our girls and, you know, how hot the girls are, and, you know, doing the devil's tango. But a girls group chat is a totally different thing. And this story is me explaining how these group chats go. But before I get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And as we speak right now, I am currently live on Twitch, just probably hanging out, playing some video games with you guys. So join if you guys do want to. Anyways, let's get straight into this crazy story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to an insane story. So this story is about how I got into the secret girls group chat in my high school. If you guys don't know, back when I was in high school, if you guys don't know, I was a player. I'm not gonna lie, I was the type of guy to, you know, walk up to girls, flirt with them no matter what. Even if they looked like a 2 out of 10, I'd still flirt with them. Because I'm not gonna lie, back when I was in high school, I didn't have standards. Because, well, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I was the total F-boy of the high school. And I remember one time specifically, I remember going out with a chick, and I remember we ended up going to her place. And I know this is really early in the video for me to say this, but yes, me and her ended up doing the devil's tango. And I remember midway through of doing the devil's tango, she kept getting notifications on her phone from this group chat. It was an all-girls group chat that I had no idea about. And I remember when me and her were both laying down beside each other, absolutely not wearing anything, she leans over to me and she's like, "Oh my goodness, no way." As if she saw something like fascinating. And I remember when I took a glimpse on her phone, I saw that she saw a pair of cherries. And then she saw another photo with another pair of cherries. And it was just back to back to back. And I look at her, I'm like, what is going on? And then she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, it's Titty Tuesday." What? Cherry Tuesday? Yo, I want part of that. What in the world? So I remember I asked her, I'm like, "Yo, like, put me in that group chat." She looked at me and she's like, "I can't. It's an all-girls group chat only." And I'm like, "Oh, well, who's in it?" I remember scrolling through all the people that were on that group chat, and it was just all a bunch of girls in my high school. From the hottest girl to the lowest tier girl. All of them were in that group chat talking about guys, talking about their cherries, talking about, you know, what they're gonna wear to school the next day. It was like I could predict the future and know about every girl girls' deepest, darkest secrets and what they look like inside and out from that group chat. So I remember I looked at the girl and I'm like, yo, like, come on, like, you gotta add me in there. Like, you already know. And after that, I remember the girl looks at me that I was sitting beside and she's like, yeah, no, not gonna happen. And then I remember I ended up packing my things and leaving, going home. When I went home that day, I remember I went on Xbox and I, instantly hopped on and talked to the boys. I'm like, dude, guys, I just discovered National Treasure. They all look at me, start laughing. They're like, bro, what do you mean National Treasure, bro? We're just trying to play some zombies. And I'm like, guys, listen, imagine a world where a group chat is all women and all you get is cherries, photos, all this good stuff. That's when they started listening. They're like, dude, what do you mean? And I told them all about it. I told them the ins and outs of this group chat. Now, this is where things get complicated because I need to find a way in that group chat. There was no way I was not going to get in that group chat. So I decided to make a plan. The plan to enter the girls group chat, the ultimate secret, super omega alpha beta woman, ultra mega super awesome awesomeness woman group chat. I know that was long. I'm sorry. Anyways, I remember what my plan was to basically find a way for the girls to think I was, awesome. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, like, I know where the story's going. I saw it on Reddit. He pretended he was gay. Hell nah, dude. I didn't pretend I was gay. No way, dude. That was not gonna work if I was gonna get into this group chat. I remember what I ended up doing was I ended up pretending that I was a girl, but not just any girl. I pretended that I was a new girl in school. Now, you guys are probably wondering, there's no way you could have pulled this off. There's ultimately no way. Now, guys, you guys gotta understand, a lot of people are in my high school. In high schools, there's usually a lot of people. Comment down below if you guys know how many people are in your high school, but in my high school, I think there was over 3,000 to 4,000 people in my high school. So the ultimate plan was to find a girl that wasn't in that group chat already. Luckily for me, I think I have a really good photographic memory. Hell, I have a good memory in general, knowing I can tell all these stories. So I remember I ended up walking around the school, finding the one girl that wasn't in that group chat. I mean, there was a lot of girls, but I was looking for that specific girl. And this girl was a foreign exchange student who literally did not even know English. She didn't even have Snapchat, the group chat where I was originally in. So I remember I walked up to her and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? I remember this foreign exchange student had no idea what I was saying. So I remember I ended up pulling out Google Translate saying, hey, I need your help. She looks at me and she's like, okay, what you need help with? I remember I look at her, I'm like, typing down in Google Translate, I need you to get into the secret group chat. I think my girlfriend's cheating on me. Okay, now I know it's not a good thing to lie. Don't lie, guys. Seriously, lying's not a good thing. But I remember I put that down and she looked at me and started smiling and says, I can't help. I help. So knowing that she was gonna help me, I remember I ended up telling her to go up to one of the girls and ask to get into the group chat. Because to get into the group chat, you just need to be a student in our high school and basically be able to be a woman or be a woman in general. So I remember she ended up going to do that and somehow she got in. She got into the group chat, but the thing I did to make sure that she would get in was that I instead gave her my phone instead of using her own. I got into this group chat and I remember once I got in there and she came back holding my phone saying, I got you in group chat, I instantly grabbed the phone from her and said, thank you. I told her I would hit her up later and maybe do the devil's tango with her, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. And I remember what I ended up doing was I ended up going straight to the boys and saying, boys, I'm in. I remember all the boys were like cheering, like, no way you got in, bro. What? That's crazy. And they were all freaking out. I remember when I was in that group chat, I remember I was just scrolling up and down, seeing all the messages. But the one thing I forgot to do was turn off notifications because I got so excited about getting a message in there. So I remember all throughout the damn school day, I was just getting photos of girls' cherries, photos of girls' peaches. I was just chilling. I heard all about the boys' pee-pee eggplant sizes. That was really unnecessary, by the way, girls. It's really weird to talk about another man's junk, but whatever. It is what it is. It's a girls' group chat. You know, they talk about everything. And girls, I know you guys are probably listening to this story. Don't cat me. People do that. Anyways, as that was all going on, I remember I ended up going home that night. And that night, I'm not gonna lie, was probably one of the best nights of my damn life. Knowing I got to see every girl's cherry was insane. But I should mention what I was doing was extremely illegal. Faking my identity, seeing every girl's cherries in a group chat. Damn, if I had the 911 crash through my door, I'd probably get screwed. Anyways, going on, me doing my own thing. Yes, I got to see everything and I was in the girls' group chat. Now, how I got caught sucked. That's right, I got caught in the group chat. Well, not in it, but I got caught IRL and in the group chat. Let me explain. I remember the next day at school, I ended up going and I had notifications still on for the group chat. And I remember I ended up sitting in my social studies class, sitting beside a girl that was in the group chat. And I remember she went to the bathroom and came back for some reason. And I had no idea why she went to the bathroom. But when she came back from the bathroom, I remember I got a notification on my phone. So when I did, she was already sitting beside me. And I remember I go on my phone and I open it. And I see a pair of her cherries on my phone. And she looks over. She's sitting beside me all freaking out like, where'd you get that photo? Oh my goodness, who sent that to you? And I'm like looking, I'm like, you did? She looks looks at my phone. She grabs it out of my hand and looks at it and says, "Oh my goodness, you're in the group chat?" At that point, the whole class was staring. All the girls that were in the group chat were staring at me as well. And I remember I was just sitting there like, I got invited. And at that point, they had a whole investigation to figure out how I got in the group chat. Long story short, I didn't like, you know, get in severe trouble. But let's just say a lot of the girls really hated me. And some of them actually wanted to hit me up to make sure that their cherries were the right size. Because I told them I was an FBI agent. Feels good to be a female body inspector, doesn't it? Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said earlier, I'm currently live on Twitch. So if you guys do want to join in on the live stream and talk to me about this crazy story, then go right ahead. Like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.